Hello everyone and welcome back to Subnautica. It is episode 6 and in the last episode I promised you guys that I would do something with upgrading my Seamoths, making moonpools, my vehicle upgrades, stuff like that. Wait a minute. That's not the right intro music. Okay, so I may or may not have messed up my OBS settings on this first clip, so I'll quickly go over what I said in the intro. Today, I'm going to be making a brand new habitat for my moonpools where I can dock my Seamoths. By the end of today, I'm actually going to have 4 of them. 1 is going to be the Hornet, which I'll use for aggressive missions. 2 is going to be the Dragonfly, which I'll use to explore new biomes. 3 is going to be the Scarab, which I'll use for gathering all my resources. And 4 will be the Firefly, which is going to be equipped with modifications that allow me to use it for long periods of time without having to dock it. The 3 new Seamoths paired with all the modifications, a whole new base with 4 moonpools, an observatory, and a scanner room will add up to make this the most expensive episode yet. Seriously. This is gonna suck for me. But anyways, enjoy! But this moonpool serves practically no purpose without the vehicle upgrade console, so where can I snap that? There's 2 on the side and I believe, yeah, 1 here. I want this one, I think. It doesn't actually make a difference where you place it, and in fact I'm going to be tearing this down later anyway, but I just think it's cooler looking here. So as you can see, we've got a custom little fabricator here, and we have all these upgrades and stuff which we'll be making up later. And you can see that because we have solar panel in this thing, it will actually use all that energy, and eventually it will power up the Seamoth, which is good for me, because it means basically whenever I take my Seamoth out, it will be on 100% charge, especially if I have different Seamoths that I interchange. But let's go up to this thing, and we've got all this stuff we can change. The colors and the names, just temporarily, if you guys see it in the corner of your eyes. Yes, this is where I'm storing all the resources. I have all this stuff stored up, ready to make the upgrades, and you can see how incredibly expensive this is going to be. I mean, we've got the Scarab here, that's going to be our gathering one. We've got tons of glass, lithium, titanium, enameled glass, magnetite, lithium. The Hornet is going to take 4 diamonds, a wiring kit, more lithium. The Firefly, 4 diamonds, 3 lithium, a computer chip, an advanced wiring kit, and I haven't actually got any in this last one, but you can see we've got the Scarab, the Hornet, the Firefly, and I believe the last one, I don't have it written down here, is the Dragonfly. But without further ado, the Seamoths. Perfect. So as you can see, I've got all 3 of my new Seamoths lined up here on the side. I've got my Hornet on the other side. So I'm going to grab these guys and bring them in one by one and customize their colors and names to how they're supposed to be. So there we go. This is the color scheme of the Scarab. We've got a red on these accents. We've got an orange base. The Scarab name is obviously black. And then the interior is kind of a dark cyan, which I actually think works really well with the other colors. The next one here is going to be the Dragonfly. So there we go, that is our Dragonfly all filled up. We've got the base green, we've got a cyan accent, a red interior, and of course the name is black as always. This one's colors are kind of crazy, but I actually think they complement really well. The whole idea of having all these fancy different names is that they all look different, all have different purposes, and you can really see that coming to fruition already. The last Seamoth we've got here is the Firefly, and there we go, that is the Firefly with the red base, the red accent, and the orange interiors. So bringing this guy right next to all our others, we can shine a light on them. I know it's a bit dark, it's kind of annoying, but you can see they all are different. The Dragonfly above all else is different, but I think they all look fantastic. And yeah, just generally, I'm really happy with how this has worked out. I had these plans from the start. I wanted 4 Seamoths, and I wanted to give them all kind of insecty names because, of course, the Seamoth is the base name. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this has worked out. So now what we've got to do is figure out the upgrades for these bad boys. I think just because it's the easiest, I'm going to do the Scarab first. I'm also going to need to record this video over many separate days because between clips I'm gonna have to go gather just tons of resources. It's unreal. But the Scarab, I believe, is the one thing that I actually have all the resources to make already. So let's drive the Scarab in here. What do I need to make up for this bad boy? Well, I need to do a depth module Mark 1, and then because this guy is just gathering, I'm just gonna make up 3 storage modules. Before I put all these on, I need to upgrade this depth module Mark 1 into a Mark 2. And there we go. Walking up to the side here, we have the upgrades. Let's put these the depth module there, that's good. Now we can go down to 500 meters, that's more than doubled it, it was 200 before. And then we'll get the 3 storage modules on there. So I can't quite remember where you access them from. This one up here, there's another one here on the other side which can store another 16, and right down here on the wing. So 48 items. The Seamoth on its own, without even me, can store 48 items, which is going to be super useful for gathering. I don't have to go out and go back and go out and go back half as much. So perfect. The scarab is literally 100% done. The scarab, I do not have to touch it for the rest of this episode if I don't want to. But I do want to. I did that first because I'm going to have to harvest resources, like I mentioned earlier, and that guy's going to help me do it. Next up, I think I want to put the upgrades in the Firefly. There's one thing that we don't have that we do need in order to make one of the things we're putting on this, and that is polyaniline. This is one of the advanced materials we discovered in a previous episode. It costs gold and hydrochloric acid. The hydrochloric acid costs 3 deep shrooms and 1 salt deposit. Salt is of course very easy, and we have 1 deep shroom from the item cache, but we're going to actually have to go and gather more of those. How we're going to do that, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, as you can see, we've only got 1. These 2 are acid mushrooms, so we're going to have to do that at a future date, but that just means one of the upgrades we're not going to be able to make. It's not a big deal, it's kind of nice that we're going to be able to upgrade them as we play the game, so it is what it is. So as I mentioned, this is our kind of longevity one, something that we can take out and drive around for ages if we want to. So we're going to have the Seamoth solar charger, the hull reinforcement, so if we smash into things we won't take as much damage, the storage, so if we find any new resources we can bring those home, and the last thing we would have is the engine efficiency module, but like I said, that needs polyaniline and we don't have that. So accessing the Firefly, we can put all these in, so that at least for now is the Firefly complete. So we'll dot that over here by the scarab, and for both these 2, the hornet and the dragonfly, I'm actually going to have to go and gather a whole ton more stuff. Hi, I did it again. So I went out farming resources as I told you I would do in the last clip, and I did get plenty of stuff that I needed, but I ended up going into yet another new biome. Now don't worry, this one wasn't quite as exciting, but I did find some new stuff that I need to update you guys on. I found a couple new resources and scanned a few things, so this is what I got. I found a very small amount of blood oil, which is used to make benzene, and then you can combine benzene with fiber mesh to make synthetic fibers, and that can make the reinforced dive suit, which I also found. I found some gel sacks, which you can combine with rubies to make aerogel, which means we can make not only one more upgrade for one of our Seamoths, but also the water filtration machine. And in case you were curious, this is the reinforced dive suit right here with the synthetic fibers. I also found a light stick, which seems to serve absolutely no purpose other than, well, lighting things up. And I also found a prawn suit torpedo arm. So once we get a prawn suit, we can shoot out these vortex and gas torpedoes just like we can now with the Seamoth, and we actually can do that with our Hornet Seamoth because we have unlocked the aerogel. I also got a Cyclops fire suppression system because we don't have a Cyclops yet, and I've never found crystalline sulfur, but eventually that'll come in handy, I guess. And last but not least, possibly the most exciting thing I found is a power cell charger, which takes the advanced wiring kit, 2 rubies and 2 titanium. And you'll be happy to know, with all those rubies to make the aerogel and the power cell chargers, I gathered up a whole butt ton. I'm not sure why, but there were absolutely tons in the area I went to. So we've got all this, and right out back this moonpool here, I decided to plant a whole ton of these gel sacks just to save myself from having to go gather more, because of course they are used to make the aerogel. So I'm going to go ahead and wake up that water filtration machine, and I'll craft up the final thing for our Hornet. And then the only thing we need for all of our Seamoth upgrades to be complete is the polyaniline, which is for the perimeter defense for the Hornet, and the engine efficiency for the Firefly. The biome that I went to, by the way, is only the sparse reef. The reason I'm not showing you guys what that actually was is because I found literally no new creatures. There was nothing dangerous there at all. It was honestly just really uneventful, but I found a couple of new resources, so I kind of had to update you guys. So let's snag all the fish from here and put them in my fish locker. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I did find one new animal, and that is the spinefish, but those are so insignificant that I can pick them up, so it's not a big deal at all. Now I can deconstruct this bad boy, so I should be able to bring up my water filtration machine, pretty cheap to be honest, and bam! Oh, that's going to be so useful. Also, I've got so much stuff on this desk at the moment, it's kind of unreal. I even had to put my Aurora miniature on the bin, so nice. Looking at this, it will be enough to keep me going actually. I've got a lot of water in here anyway, so I've got these lantern fruits, and we've got the water filtration machine, and we should have no problem with all our vitals. But I guess the next task is to put our upgrades on the Hornet. Of course, I've got the aerogel now. I still need the polyaniline, but I should be able to make up most of our upgrades that we need. So of course, this is a battle one, so we've got the hull reinforcement. So if we get attacked, it's not going to take as much damage. I have now got the Seamoth torpedo arm. I'll have to make up some torpedoes to actually load into that, but I'll do that later. Of course, the perimeter system is what I need the polyaniline for, but one of the other things I wanted was a Seamoth depth module for this thing, because if a Reaper, for example, grabs us and brings us too deep, that'll really damage us. And bam, we got the hull reinforcement, the Seamoth torpedo system, and the depth module. And I believe, yep, the torpedo bay is here at the front. Oh, and it comes with 2 vortex torpedoes. That's pretty cool. So I want to go test this out. Again, I don't know how it works, and I don't know what I want to test it on. Maybe I could test it on a sand shark. They haven't really been too much of an issue for me, but they're cool, I guess. I want to make sure I hit him. Boom. Oh! Oh, that's so cool! Wait, is he in that? Did he just get sucked in and like squashed into a little... I'm so confused. Either he ran away really quick or he died. I have a feeling he died. Yeah, because there were 2 sand sharks. I'm not sure if you guys would have even seen that. That is terrifying. You know what, let's test it again. I have 2, so bam! Oh my god, Jesus, did you see that? It just threw him miles away. This is the same guy all the way over here. That's literally the guy we just hit. That's great. Oh my god, I'm gonna have some fun with that. I cannot wait to bombard like a Reaper with that. Oh, that is so funny. But now the only thing we have left is the Dragonfly. And by the way, the amount of times I've nearly collided these Seamoths together is unreal already. Having them all parked out in front of the base like that is not viable. I need 4 Moonpools to make them all. Now I can grab out all the stuff I need for the Firefly, is it? No, it's the Dragonfly that I need to do. So let's go grab the Dragonfly. I've got to be honest, the Dragonfly is probably my favorite colored one out of all of them. So what did we want for this guy? I think for this one, I wanted a depth 2, a hull reinforcement, an engine efficiency, and a sonar. Actually, you know what? I'm looking at it here, and there's still a lot of resources I haven't got, so it looks like the Dragonfly is going to have to wait. Oh, hey, Clive. So I'll just drop that guy there for now, and I suppose it's time that we start working on our Seamoth docking area. I'm not 100% sure where I want to do it, but I'm thinking in this little kind of divot area. I'm thinking this makes the most sense. And then ensued an hour of me trying to get it to actually work. Alrighty, so just like that, our new base for the 4 Seamoths has been constructed. As you can see, this is the general shape. We've got the 4 Moonpools on each side. To be honest, I think I'm going to end up moving this. I don't really like the fact that it's right next to the life pod and the turtle. So eventually, if we decide to move base again, which I think we will, I'll never tear down the turtle, but if we decide to, you know, build a new base, that's really what I mean, then I will do that in a more dangerous area, and we'll probably move all our Seamoths down there. But as you can expect, while I was building that base, I ran out of resources yet again. I know, it's bloody insane. I'm running out of them left, right, and center. But the good thing is, this is really the last super expensive episode we're going to have, at least for a while. So we shouldn't really have to do any of these story times, but nevertheless, we do have a story time to do. So I'm going to take a seat in my little swivel chair and talk about what happened while I went out gathering resources. So once again, I was running low on resources, specifically lithium, so I went back to Lifepod 13 in the Mushroom Forest, since that was the safest place I'd found that has an abundance of it, and for a while it was peaceful. Me and my Scarab were stocking up on a truck ton of resources and hadn't run into a single hostile creature. I decided to investigate a few wrecks I found along my travels, namely this awesome looking one perched on the top of a particularly sturdy mushroom tree. I didn't really find anything of note besides from a final fragment for the propulsion cannon, but that's not really the focus of this story. No, in fact, as it turns out, I journeyed far enough into the Towering Toadstools to come across another section of the Blood Kelp Zone. And I didn't plan on going in at first, especially after spotting a pair of particularly peeved amphils patrolling the perimeter. Then I spotted it, a patch of deep sea shrooms that I'd so desperately been needing over the course of this episode. So my mission was clear. I had to get in and get out with a backpack full of these hazardous haggids without attracting the attention of their defenders. And honestly, it wasn't that difficult. Thank God the mission was successful. Now let's revel in our newfound riches and get to making the final upgrades for our Seamoth fleet. So here's our hydrochloric acid, and here is our 2-polyaniline. Oh, that is so good to finally have. It's awesome. So first, I want to make our Seamoth perimeter defense system for our yellow jacket that we've got docked here, and that will be fully equipped for battle. There we go. I will make sure to test that out at some point here in the future. In fact, considering what I have planned for the next episode, that's probably going to be pretty damn useful. And as it turns out, we didn't actually make any of the upgrades for our dragonfly, so I'm going to go ahead and make up a sonar, of course, that uses the polyaniline. I want an engine efficiency, then I want a hull reinforcement, a depth module Mark 1, upgrade that depth module to a Mark 2, then run all the way back over here, run all the way back over to the dragonfly, and then we can put in our efficiency, hull reinforcement, sonar, and depth module. Bada bing, bada boom, every single one of our Seamoth fleet is completely upgraded. I did not expect to have that done by the end of today. I truly didn't. That just didn't seem viable at all. I didn't have two of the resources. I needed aerogel and I needed polyaniline, and I managed to get both in this episode, admittedly not with you, but that's fine. It's really not a big deal. Now I have two final things I need to make, which is an observatory and a scanner room. I already have the resources for these. They are right in here. Alright, scrap that. We're changing these T segments into a cross segment. There we go. Now hopefully, yes, we can get an observatory on the end of that. Awesome. I'll go check that out in a minute, but first I want to deconstruct this. Then we have got the scanner room to do, which is right here. I've already changed that, so it should snap on perfectly. That took yonks to make, but there we go. Oof, the game froze. Let's hop in here. I want to check out the observatory first, because there's a couple things I want to put in it. Oh, that is actually awesome. Standing in here, looking out over there. Honestly, I don't know why, but that feels so much cooler than just standing here and looking over there. But I also want to add a glass bar table type dealio in the center here. I think that looks awesome. This room's pretty much pointless, so I don't mind putting this in here. We've got a swivel chair. Oh, that's pretty cool. I actually came in here to get water, but that's really neat. The cameras kind of show up like the Seamoths do. What is he doing? Is he attacking it? He just grabbed one of my cameras! No, 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 no. Not allowed. Oh my god, the camera was just stood there and then, what? I haven't even used this. I genuinely haven't even entered the room. Can you not? He's not doing anything. He's kind of just floating down. Have I killed him? I've just been stabbing him as he's been falling to the floor here. Well, since he doesn't seem to be going anywhere, maybe we can get the scanner out by going into the scanner room. So again, this is something that I've literally never used in the game, so I have no idea how it works. Okay, so I think this is where the scanner room is, and these are the two cameras. So that's where the stalker is right now as well. My other camera's over here, still in the mouth of a stalker. So let me cycle. There we go. Is there any way for me to like... Nope. Nope. I'm just going through the world. The camera has officially glitched all the way below the floor. And see if we could suck out the stalker like that, maybe? Yeah. The camera is moving in. I think it's still below the floor. God, this game's ridiculous. Let's try access the cameras again. Ah, yes! I have no idea where the stalk went, but we have our cameras, and this one's actually damaged now. Great. Well, let's see. Stalker teeth. They have been a pain in the arse to find over the course of this episode. So let's do a scan. Yeah, you can see all the radius stuff going out there. Again, this is the kind of thing that I'm going to use off camera probably quite a lot, but you guys rarely won't see that often. Kind of annoying that it doesn't have a percentage. Oh, but it scanned a couple over there. So, okay. Oh, the scanner room HUD chip. That's basically so I can use the scanner room. And then even when I'm outside of the scanner room, it'll show all these things up. It's actually showing a lot more. I think either... Oh, wow. Yeah, dude. Guys, honestly, in that story time, I told you this biome was not far. I'm just going to leave a couple of these stalker teeth because I don't really need them at the moment, and I can always scan for more. But I'm going to grab these seemingly 2 or 3 that are down here. Yes, looks like we've got 2, 1, and 2. Sweet. But yeah, that is going to make my life so much easier. I really don't think I'm going to use it when it comes to stuff like titanium or quartz. I don't think that's really necessary. Ah, and that's nice. Now that it's fully scanned... Or at least I think it's fully scanned. I can see there's one over here. Oh my god, there's so many in that direction. But you can see the orange dots here. In fact, yeah, that is it. You've got like a collection of 4 there. You've got 2 there. So you've got the 4 there. You've got the 2 there. The 1 that's over here, that's that. The range on this thing actually looks really good. And that camera's been grabbed, hasn't it? Yep, that camera was grabbed. Has it let go? Oh, Jesus! But yeah, there's plenty of stuff we can find. I can go for creature eggs. I'm not actually going to do that right now, but I can go for gel sacks. I imagine that's more important if I was in a different area. Actually, no! You know what I've just realized? It's only showing the things that are in the area nearby us. Of course, there's cave sulfur, copper, all that stuff nearby. The heat area, if you guys remember when I tested out my sea glide for the first time, I ran into one of those. The gel sacks I actually planted over by the turtle. I think I showed you guys that. I'm not sure, but either way, I planted some gel sacks, so it's showing those. And the reef pack, that's probably Clive. So if I bring this into a more dangerous area that has ruby or uranite or anything like that, that'll probably pop up on this little screen for me. So that is very freaking cool. I'm actually really happy with how this episode turned out. I mean, I got everything I wanted done and more, and we've got this arguably pretty ugly looking base out of it. Like I said, I think I'm going to tear this down in the future, which is why I'm not going to give it a name like the turtle. But for now, it'll be nice to use, and you guys probably will never see it again, to be honest. And so it is that time again, time to wrap off the episode. So I want to thank you guys all for watching. This has been, like I've mentioned multiple times, a goddamn expensive episode. This has by far been the most hours, at least in-game, put into any episode so far, so I'd really appreciate if you guys hit that like button. If you did enjoy and you want to see more content, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. You're all absolutely amazing, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys!